Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. It is Saturday, May 18th, 2024. Standing at Kaagbaan today, runway 06, which was one of two runways being used for arrivals just now, and I'm thinking it has just become the only runway for arrivals. Looking at the airplanes that are now airborne approaching Schiphol Airport and are in the vicinity, they all have been assigned to 06. Unfortunately, the 747 that you're seeing in the distance already landed on 36 right just now. Air China Cargo on its way over to the parking, which is over here. K1 just did a runway inspection. The wave from the bird controller. And looks like it's going to be another great show. Yesterday we saw the Orange Pride take off to Johannesburg. It is now flying over France, returning to the Netherlands from Johannesburg. So I'm expecting it later in the morning, I think within the hour even. Big picture wise, this is what it looks like. Air China already landed. We have a KLM Cargo 747 underway, arriving from Miami, expected around 1:45. And Orange Pride is indeed expected within the hour, 10:15, arriving from Johannesburg, where we saw it take off to yesterday. The Emirates A380 is expected around 1:15, so might land on 36 right. And this I think is going to be too late for me to see. Atlas Air expected around 2 o'clock. Let's see, Suparna also underway, expected tonight, just before 8 o'clock, arriving from Nanjing in China. Starting to hear something behind me. Let's have a look. Turn around the camera. Air traffic inbound. A320neo arriving from Oslo. SAS flight 821. A very good morning to everybody who has joined already. The chat is very bustling. JD, Maria, Wolfie, Jimmy, Rafael, good morning to you all. Marissa, goedemorgen. Infinity, goedemorgen kerel. Jillard, goedemorgen. Marjan, goedemorgen. Brody, good morning, good to see you. You made it. Welcome back. William, goedemorgen. Bart, goedemorgen. Flying NL, good morning. Aviation, goedemorgen. Danny, goedemorgen. Bomberon Gaming, goedemorgen. Let's turn around. Next up, an A330 Turkish flight 1951 arriving from Istanbul. Goedemorgen ML Riedewald. Marco, goedemorgen kerel. Art, goedemorgen kerel. Ah, kom je ook deze kant op? Are you on your way this way as well? Nice. Peter, goedemorgen. Tuning in from Gran Canaria. Oi, oi, Roadhog. Morgen. Hey there Tina. Happy Saturday. Good morning. Remco, goedemorgen. Lucas, morning. Carbike Paradise. Henk. Kelly, good morning to you all. Ross, good morning from not so sunny Sussex by the sea. Well, for the time being here, the sun is out. Count our blessings. Sam, goedemorgen. Melis, goedemorgen, good morning. Michiel, goedemorgen. And all others who have joined in the meantime, welcome to the show. Next up is a Dreamliner arriving from Delhi in the 100 years livery. KLM Flight 872. Now touching down after 8 hours and 42 minutes in the way, underway. In the way. In the way of getting here. 4 years old. First flight June 2019. Johan, Michiel, goedemorgen heren. Henk, Jacob. Good morning to you all. And a happy Saturday to each and every one of you. Air China just parked behind the 777. That is already there. Big picture wise, this is what it currently looks like. Mostly blue skies here. Hardly any wind. Makes it a bit warm. But at least the sun is out, unlike yesterday. And visibility also decent. Blue skies again. So much better than yesterday. Now, if I recall correctly from last week, yeah, right, I'm standing a little bit further to the front of the grass, so now I have to look for the box with red. Right, that is right of the tree in the background. Kelly asks, have I missed the fire truck parade? Well, I don't know. I have yet to see them parade over here. I think that's a polderbound thing. Only thing I've ever seen here, over here are bird control vehicles. Arriving from Southampton, KLM Flight 1070, Embraer 175. Hey Jean-Yves, salut mon ami, good to see you again. Hope all is well. Matthijs, goedemorgen. Sweetie, good morning. Bodo Joho, good morning. I'm going back and forth, not necessarily in order of appearance in the chat. Brody asks, any deltas coming in yet? Well, they're bound to come in. There's always a couple that we see almost every stream. Thus far, haven't seen any yet. But that's not to say that they're not underway. There should be a couple. Though I don't have their exact schedule memorized. Also looking around in the water. I did see the coots and the little cootlings earlier as I was setting up, but where they've gone to now, don't know. We're keeping quiet. Adi Ronaldo, goedemorgen. Gino, good morning. Richard, goedemorgen. Now, let's see, 2 airplanes with their labels overlapping. But this is Georgian Airways arriving from Tbilisi. 737-700, 4 hours 51 minutes underway, 16 years old. Goedemorgen Appie. Peter, goedemorgen. Bomberon is asking, if you look on the map, where are you standing? I would be standing right here. Let's do a refresh while we're on this page. Yeah, so parallel departures. 06 now the only runway being used for arrivals. Let's quickly turn back. Ryanair up next. Ryanair having arrived from Dublin. It's the 737 from Georgian that is now still flying above Reizenhout according to flight radar. Right, Jendrosek says that he and Lorenzo are coming over later this morning. Gezellig. Ground crew day. Now Art, are you also coming this way? This specific location, or are you going spotting at a different location? Well, the grass is still vacant, so plenty of room for everybody. That's the upside. And while I'm turning around the camera, I'm also checking out if I see movement in the water. Not yet. Let's see, where's the next airplane hanging out? I'm hearing a helicopter. Lifeliner. Yes, sir. Probably returning to base, which is in the port area of Amsterdam. Mrs. Professor, good morning. Happy Saturday to you too. Hope all is well. Ovek, good morning. Tom, goedemorgen. Adi, goedemorgen. Hope I'm not skipping somebody. Erik, goedemorgen. TR, good morning. Wexa Chizek, good morning. Hans, goedemorgen. And indeed, Johan Tui from Curaçao will be the next airplane. Just entering overland in the vicinity of Noordwijk Beach. Goedemorgen, plane spotting Amsterdam. Patrick, goedemorgen. All others who have joined in the meantime, welcome to the show. You're watching Amos Live. My name is Boy. We're standing at runway 06, the Kaagbaan. At the moment, the only runway being used for arrivals. Beautiful day, hardly any wind. One contrail that I see, but it's already very far away to the west, looking up. No other contrails in the immediate vicinity. Don't have any sunscreen with me, Bomber Run. Wearing my hoodie, wearing jeans. So should be well protected for the most part. Me, myself, good morning. Oliver loves Planet Zoo. Good morning. DJ Danny Remaster, good morning. Chess King, good morning. So as the Chinese cargo airplanes are being unloaded and loaded, we're waiting for the next airplane to arrive, which should be Transavia TUI flight 395 arriving from Willemstad, Curaçao. I think it is turning in, looking where we should be able to see it, to see if I can see anything already. And that's a negative. If you look in the ticker, you will see the weather report passing by from the 18th, 6:55 Zulu time, that is 8:55 Central European time. Variable wind, 1 knot, visibility is 7,000 meters on ground level, no significant clouds have been reported. The air temperature, 17 degrees C, so that's roughly 64 degrees F. The dew point is 16 degrees Celsius, the air pressure is 1010 hectopascals and no significant changes are expected in the upcoming 2 hours. Good evening, the Hobart Aviation fan, good to see you. And all others who have joined in the meantime, welcome to the show. Let's turn around the camera, see if we can spot that Dreamliner from TUI already. If it is out there, this is roughly where we should be able to see it. And I do have it. Hey there, John. Good evening. Good to see you again, mate. AMS Aviation. Good morning. Goedemorgen zonder zorgen. Good morning without worries. Doesn't rhyme in English, but that's what it literally means. That's a bummer, Yillard. Jesus is not coming to the Netherlands today. Flying from Reus to Manchester. And will not be visiting the Netherlands. So we'll have to make do without Jesus today. Not sure if we'll manage. At least if we misbehave, it will go without consequences. That's the upshot. So yeah, better make the most of it then, I suppose. Slowly but surely it is getting closer by. TUI flight 395 returning from Willemstad, Curaçao. The sea in ABC Islands, Aruba, Bonaire, Curaçao. Located just off the coast of Venezuela in the Caribbean. Part of the Kingdom of the Netherlands, if I'm not mistaken, but it's complicated. Let's just keep it at that. 8 hours 41 minutes on the way. The PHTFM, 9 years old, first flight March 2015. Bam, and down go the wings. As soon as the spoilers rise. Jesus has left the chat and atheist has entered the chat. Indeed. So for God's sake, behave. Martino is tuning in from Alkmaar. Goedemorgen, Martino. Welcome one and all. Now, the next airplane to arrive is an A320neo EasyJet arriving from Birmingham. Let's turn around the camera, have a look. There's another airplane behind it somewhere. At least on paper, according to flight radar. Yeah, I'm not seeing it yet. A319 arriving from Gatwick. Oh wait, yeah, at it's 8 o'clock, but you have to look far more to the left. Hi says hi from Capelle, and Andrew says hi from Thailand. Good evening and goedemorgen. Meneer Warrenga, Mike is tuning in from Enschede. Good morning and welcome. A320neo EasyJet arriving from Birmingham. Ham. Good morning to Doodlebugs, tuning in from Devon. Hope all is well over there. Imam, goedemorgen. Or I should say, good evening. Tuning in from Jakarta. Welcome to the show. Arjan, goedemorgen. Dirk, goedemorgen. Vexie, goedemorgen. Tuning in from The Hague. Robin, goedemorgen. Tuning in from sunny Winterswijk. Well, I think most of the Netherlands is in the sun now, or is it still cloudy in Limburg? Big difference. Yesterday, the northern provinces of the Netherlands had weather similar to what we are having right now over here. Well, and if you watched yesterday's show, you know what kind of weather we had yesterday. Quite abysmal, the visibility mostly. Well, Brody, Delta up next. Not an A330, but an A350. Right after this EasyJet A319 has landed. EasyJet A319 arriving from London Gatwick. Mere 40 minutes underway. OELQN, 15 years old, first flight December 2008. Tom is saying that it's very cloudy in the southwest. Right, so it's still different in the north and in the south. Correct Paradise asks about the Emirates A380. I think it is going to land on the runway 36 right, because it is expected to arrive after 1 o'clock. That's usually the time slot where it's parallel landings again, which if runway usage doesn't get changed, should mean that runway 36 right is the runway the A380 is going to land on. But you never know. We might get lucky. It might make up some time. If it is expected before 1 o'clock, chances are it's going to land on this runway. But we'll see. For now, I'd say there's a bigger chance that it's going to land on 36 right than on this runway. Even if it did land on 36 right, we would still be able to see it quite well from over here. Also quite well visible from over here is Delta Airlines Flight 74, an A350-900 arriving from Atlanta. 7 hours and 38 minutes underway. Brand new airplane. First flight of this airplane was in February this year. Johan is reporting that it's also clouded in Drenthe, in the north of Drenthe. So apparently not a straightforward north-south separation between the cloudiness and the more open weather type. Right, the A350 has landed. The next heavy is going to be KLM Flight 644 arriving from New York JFK, 787-10 Dreamliner. In between and preceding it is a 737-800. Up next, arriving from Paris, KLM Flight 1402, which is already visible on the horizon. If you look closely, you'll notice something about the livery. This airplane is 16 years old and had its first flight in January of the year 2008. Nice and floaty. Quick sip of vodka to stay hydrated. The Orange Pride is already in Dutch airspace, flying over Middelburg. Thanks for the update there, Yillard. And Minister says that it also has been confirmed for this runway. Great show. Duncan is tuning in from sunny Aberdeen. Welcome to the show, mate. Hope all's well there. And Hans says, quite a mud plane where you're at. Not really. The muddiness is more on that side. Over here, this is just grassland. Nicely trimmed. We're looking at mud, but we're not standing in it, luckily. Alrighty. Soon to enter our field of view should be KLM Flight 644 arriving from New York JFK, 787-10 Dreamliner. A bit further to the southwest, Qatar arriving from Panama City. Also coming this way. And good day to Paco. Woohoo! Sam, indeed, I am at 06. Absolutely. Peter tuning in from sunny Asse. Good morning, Peter. Yeah, tri-jets. The only tri-jets that we see these days are BizJets. Really a shame. In that respect, Amsterdam Schiphol Airport, very boring airport. A lot of the airplanes you're seeing are the same. KLM Flight 644 in the meantime has gotten closer. 6.5 hours on the way from New York to Amsterdam thus far. PHBKI, 3 years old. And look at the wings, particularly the wing tips. Boop. Now this pilot was doing a little wheelie, so the angle made it a little less apparent, but you can see it so clearly. Spoilers go up, wings go down. Servus, Herr Wolf, good to see you again. Godfather has returned. Mike Wild tuning in from the UK, good morning. And good morning, Peter. Yeah, the old Spottersplaats had to make way for logistics buildings. Used to be over there. Still remember. Wish they would make another Spottersplaats, an official Spottersplaats over here. I think it would do well in terms of visitors. Now, somewhere over there, we should be seeing Qatar in a moment. Qatar Cargo Flight 8158, arriving from Panama City, 10 hours and 6 minutes on the way thus far. A 777 freighter, 12 years old, first flight October 2011. Take notice of when it passes by, the sound that it makes. It makes a whining whir. I think it's beautiful. You also hear that when 777-300s pass by. It's the freighters and the 300s that make that noise. The 200s not so much. That's a different type of sound. Right, so it is a bit more, it's between the red caravan or unit and the trees where I need to point the camera. Right. We'll be having it locked in for during the next arrival. Good morning, Frank. And Graham is tuning in from poolside holiday in Manila. Good evening or good afternoon. Michi is also tuning in from hot and sunny Manila. What a coincidence. Are you guys traveling together by any chance? Peter K, good morning. Hope all is well. No thunderstorms over Slovakia, hopefully. And it's the GE19115B that makes that noise, Matthijs writes. Is that the same engine? Is that engine type mounted also to 777 freighters? Okay. In that case, gotta love the GE19115Bs. We'll soon hear it. 12 years old already, first flight October 2011. 10 hours and 8 minutes on the way from Panama City. Okay, good to know, Matthijs. Thanks for the information. Okay, there were some storms yesterday. Bad weather over Central Europe right now. Wasn't sure if it was just Germany and France that were inflicted or if it also were countries further to the east. It's not all sunny all throughout Europe right now. QJ says, will Kaagbaan departure runway around 12:50? I have absolutely no idea. Bezoekbus did not hadn't updated their expected runway use for the rest of the day yet, so I felt that the bias in the wind was from the north, so I'm thinking if that's true, then the runway usage will not get changed and will stay more or less the same. But since there is nearly zero wind right now, who knows? It's one of those days where anything is possible. Hey, goedemorgen Selena and family tuning in from Breda. And the Orange Pride is indeed coming. It's the now number 2. First up, and vaguely visible Sundair, operated by Flyair, Flyair 41, flying for Croatia. If you're still following, as flight 450, arriving from Zagreb, an A319. 1 hour 37 minutes underway. It's arriving from Zagreb and the registration matches the 9AZAG. 16 years old, first flight March 2008, and the airplane right after that is going to be the Orange Pride. We saw it take off for Johannesburg yesterday, and we're back to see it return. Goedemorgen Piet, who is tuning in from Friesland. Okay, so Boss has updated. What's the expected runway usage for the upcoming hours? Oh, that doesn't sound good, Peter. Storms until Wednesday. Yeah, the weather systems that are now over Europe aren't moving very much. Heard that on our news, our weather report yesterday evening as well. Right, arrivals, Kaagbaan, at least until the A380 will have landed. Excellent. Hey Ronald, goedemorgen. Clementia, goedemorgen. Just in time. The next airplane after this one is going to be the KLM Orange Pride, returning from Johannesburg. We saw it leave for Johannesburg yesterday, and now we're going to see it return, but right after this Sundair A319. Sundair looks a bit like the Dutch word zondaar, which means sinner. Isn't that typical? Jesus has left the chat, the sinners are returning. Let's quickly turn back the camera for the arrival of the KLM Orange Pride, the PHBVA, returning from Johannesburg, South Africa. Flying as KLM flight 592 today. 9 hours 58 minutes on the way thus far. The PHBVA 777-300. First flight January 2008. You guys know it by now. Just as old as Choc-y. 16. Antoine is tuning in from Waterschrefmeer, Amsterdam represent, Amsterdam in the house, welcome. And Gedimino, tuning in from Switzerland, hope I pronounced that somewhat properly. And there it is, the Orange Pride back in the Netherlands. Good morning, Per. Good to see you again. Boekie Miauw, goedemorgen, good morning. As the Orange Pride is taxiing off the runway. The pipeline is filling. The next airplane to arrive is going to be Air Malta A320neo. Air Canada flight 808 arriving from Toronto will be next, which is also a 777. That is a 777-200 long range, question mark? It is. Another 777-300 is also arriving from Cape Town, now flying in the vicinity of The Hague. Now, where is that Orange Pride going to? Right. Right, it's going left. Good morning, MVI Pro. Good morning, Francis. Indeed, a lovely spot, indeed. Good morning, Urs, tuning in from Switzerland. Herzlich willkommen. Let us quickly turn back the camera. Air Malta up next, A320neo, arriving from Malta. The airplane behind it, Air Canada flight 808, 777-200 long range, arriving from Toronto. Good morning, Swanborn. Goedemorgen. Welcome one and all. We are at Kaagbaan today, runway 06. At the moment, the only runway being used for arrivals. You are watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. Air Malta up next. Also see that there is a Dreamliner arriving from Cartagena that appeared on my patch of flight radar. Hey there, Mabuba. Good to see you again. Hope all is well in Iran. Good to see you. Huh. That pipe just farted. There were some bubbles bubbling up. It passed some gas. This jet just took off from, what must it have been? Runway 22 then? 0422. And immediately on the other side, arriving from Canada, 777-200 long range. Which by the sound of it also seems to be having the GE90-1115Bs on board. Hey there, Lee, tuning in from Sydney. Good morning. Well, good evening to you. And welcome. Silsek, tuning in from Germany. Herzlich willkommen. Guten Morgen. Right, Air France A321 arriving from Paris up next, and after that another 777 arriving from Cape Town. I'm also keeping an eye out to see if anything is moving in the water. The coot and the cootlings were here, but they're now keeping quiet. Gary de Griep must have taught them. Up next, Air France flight 1444, A321 arriving from Paris. 43 minutes underway so far. 21 years old, first flight November 2002. Good morning, B. Ekerk. Good morning, Kiki. Goedemorgen. Goedemorgen, Ivo. Ben Ham tuning in from Budapest. Ham. Welcome to the show, mate. And also 2 bananas on the way, Marissa saying. One from Luton, estimated 10:33. The one from Madrid, as almost always is the case, just about 10 minutes later. Hey there, Nick. Morning. Welcome, one and all. Let's quickly turn back the camera. Double heavy time. First up, KLM flight 598, 777-300 arriving from Cape Town, South Africa. In the background, 7879 Dreamliner arriving from Cartagena, Colombia. KLM flight 598 arriving from Cape Town, now underway for 10 hours 48 minutes. It's the PHBVP, which is 8 years old. First flight was in February 2016. Hey there, Andy Q, good morning. Hitman Agent 47, goedemorgen. Angela, goedemorgen. Captain Eddie Bos and Anion, good evening. Hey there, Ross. Good morning. Doing well, albeit a bit warm. That's way better than it was yesterday. Hopefully I won't develop a headache like I did yesterday during streaming. I think it had to do with the high humidity. It's always a trigger. Nicolette, goedemorgen. Jordan, good morning. Mikkelvrudg. Tuning in from Halifax, Nova Scotia. Good morning. Welcome to the show. Hadi Piet, goedemorgen. Banana inbound. You can do with some potassium. So let's turn around. Let's have a look. Before any bananas are coming in, first up is going to be KLM flight 741 arriving from Cartagena. 7879 Dreamliner. On its way now for 9 hours 21 minutes, the PHBHF, which is 8 years old and began flying in April of the year 2016. Again, look at the wings, particularly the wing tips. You can see just how much they drop once those spoilers go up. Goedemorgen Daniel. And all others who've joined in the meantime. JD also back in the chat. Good to see you again, mate. Yeah, the site looks familiar, doesn't it? You should know. Alrighty. Embraer 190 up next, arriving from Berlin, and it looks like a Lufthansa CRJ arriving from Munich will be next after that. Looking left of the glide slope to see if maybe I can spot the CRJ already, but no luck thus far. So let's just stick with what we can see for the time being. KLM flight 1772 arriving from Berlin. Embraer 190, 56 minutes on the way. The PHEZN, 14 years old, first flight February 2010. Hey there, Eversteria, goedemorgen, good morning. No ducks have been spotted since the stream began. I did see the coots and the cootlings before going live, but they've gone into hiding and haven't returned since. Good morning, Romaisa. Adinelli, goedemorgen. Indeed, Hans, a rare sighting, an Embraer 190. Hopefully you guys were able to enjoy it. It's probably going to take ages again before you're going to see another one. Hey there, Donzelli, good to see you again. Hope all is well in Denmark. Now, next up, CRJ900 arriving from Munich, Lufthansa. There it is, flight 2302, arriving from Munich. That's interesting because I heard on the news this morning that supposedly environmental activists took hostage of the airport and nothing was coming in or going out. Also a big thank you to Daniel for your continued support, 3 months of membership. Thank you so much for your continued support, mate. Hope you still like it in the lounge. Let me quickly turn back the camera to the airplane that is now approaching. Flight time 1 hour and 5 minutes, 15 years old, first flight May 2009, and arriving from Munich. Don't see any blood remnants dripping off the airplane, so I'm thinking it didn't have to wade through, hey, environmentalists that were blocking its passage. KLM 747 on the move. Now, incidentally, a similar airplane such as this is underway from Miami and expected, I think it was around 1 o'clock or something, before 1 o'clock. A very likely candidate to land on this runway where we are standing next to later. Right, so everything now back to normal again in Munich. They nipped it in the butt. think those are cootlings that I heard. But where are they? I do see... Ah, looky here. Well, let's first follow the landing of KLM flight 1002, arriving from London Heathrow. More ducks. The reeds are in the way. Is there just one left? You're kidding. Yeah, I thought there were more still. Oh, there's a second one. So there's at least two. Right, there's at least two still left. Krasuta indeed. Zek Zek. Next up, it's the first of two bananas. DHL A300 600. This one arriving from London Luton. 38 minutes underway. 29 years old. First flight July 1994. Hey Miran, subscriber number 1 MS, my buddy Miran has entered the chat. You have to use the @AMS live for me to see it in red, mate. Officer Rudolph is subscriber number 2 and my buddy Miran MS is subscriber number 1. Good to see you again, mate. It's a bit warm over here, has to be said. No, I think Gosse subscribed way later. You were definitely the first, and I think after that first stream it was Captain Rudolph and his fellow police officer that were subscribers number 2 and 3. Yeah, Gosse came late to the game. Now, scroll, scroll, scroll. It's me favorite dickhead. What is up, mate? Alvin, good to see you again. And thank you so much for your continued support. 1 month of one year of membership already. How time flies. You've gone green. Thank you for your continued support and everything you've been doing as a moderator so far, mate. But stop it. Stop it, right? Banana, yeah. But not from you, mate. You're doing more than enough as it is as a moderator. Cormorant flying in the sky. Doing evasive maneuvers. Aalscholver in Dutch. Let's turn around. Ita will be next. The beautiful Azzurro. Flight 120. Regular A320 arriving from Milan. Hey, Caitlin, also back in the chat. Good to see you again. Hope all is well. Also say hi to Marnix from me. Hey, Vinny TV Adventures. Goedemorgen, good morning. And all others who have joined in the meantime, welcome to the show. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. We are standing alongside the Kaagbaan runway 06, which is the only runway for arrivals at the moment. We already saw the Orange Pride. We saw one of two bananas. The KLM 100 years special livery also arrived. There's a KLM 747 underway. The A380 is still coming. And a second banana pretty soon. And these are just some appetizers. In between, KLM Flight 1268 arriving from Copenhagen. 1 hour and 2 minutes it has taken it to get here. 737-800, 10 years old, the PHBCE. Next up, E2 Embraer, KLM Flight 1930 arriving from Geneva. 1 hour 6 minutes underway. 2 years old, PH NXF. October 2021 is when it first began flying. Goedemorgen Abhishek. Kate Taylor tuning in from England. Good morning, mate. Afrodite also in the chat. Goedemorgen. Good morning. Siegfried asks, why are you at the Kaagbaan and not at Polderbaan? Well, Polderbaan sucks when it comes to departures. Boring. During departures there are so many long periods where nothing happens that I even get bored from my own streams, and that's not a good sign. If I get bored, you guys get bored as well. Not the hardcore fans, but I'm sure a lot of viewers will get bored from the slowness of traffic then. Arrivals are much fun, more fun, at least in my opinion. So if the arrivals don't come to the Polderbaan, I will come to the arrivals. Second banana, now number 2. First up, an appetizer in the form of KLM Flight 980. Embraer 190 arriving from London City. 42 minutes underway. And it's the Fizo, PHEZO, 14 years old, first flight March 2010. Second banana is behind it. Ooh, that is a good swing right close by. Mom or dad is leading the way, but the cootlings are with the other parent. Well, I think there were 4 last week, or at least more than 2. Sadly, these are the only 2 that I see. These look healthy still. Let's quickly turn back. Banana number 2 arriving from Madrid, A300 600. 1 hour 52 minutes on the way. This airplane is 26, ladies and gentlemen. First flight was in January 1998. Relatively young banana. Not too ripe. I'm thinking that the banana is going to make a right-hand turn. We'll be parking on the, what is it, south side of the runway. Hey. Oh, that's probably a V8 engine. I thought I might hear the Dakota, but no, that's not the case. My bad. Thank you for the super sticker, Alvin, but really you shouldn't have a hot dog with ketchup. You just won't stop, won't you? Will you? Hadi Liebe, goedemorgen. Good to see you. And all others who have joined in the meantime. Time for another E2 Embraer, arriving from Zurich. Another 747 on its way out. Next up is going to be an A320neo arriving from Geneva. But first, a big thank you to Josephine for choosing AMS Live and becoming a member of the Aurora Sky Lounge. Welcome to the club. Hope you'll like it in the lounge. And thank you for choosing AMS Live, Josephine. This is EasyJet flight 27866 arriving from Geneva, A320neo, 1 hour 5 minutes underway. Can't stop, won't stop. Cheers, mate. Thank you. Yeah, there's no stopping you. You know the drill. You shouldn't have, but you're going to do it regardless. So, cheers, mate. Michael also in the chat. Hope you were you just. Did you see the Lufthansa CRJ that we had earlier, or did you tune in later? There was one. If you missed it, I will timestamp it. We already saw one. Also the Orange Pride, KLM 100 years livery. 2 bananas. And this is Transavia flight 5466. Arriving from Verona, Italia. A completely red color plane on inbound, Pete says. Well, you know what time it is then. Time to dust off that emoji. Goedemorgen Mieke. En goedemorgen Tony. And all others who have joined in the meantime, welcome to the show. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. This is runway 06, the Kaagbaan. At the moment the only runway being used for arrivals. If you're new to the channel, feel free to say hi. It's not mandatory, but it's always appreciated. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. A lot of people are watching and they're all friendly and a lot of them are knowledgeable. Next up is a 787-10 Dreamliner arriving from Las Vegas. KLM flight 636, 9 hours and 18 minutes on the way. The PHBKC, 4 years old, first flight October 2019. Las Vegas. Also a big thank you to Marissa for 13 months of membership and still going strong. Thank you so much for your continued support and everything you've been doing ever since you've become a moderator. Hope you still like it as a mod. If you don't, and that goes for all moderators, do let me know. Most important thing is that it's still fun. Thank you so much for your continued support, Marissa. Here's to many more months to come. Lee says, can't let Elf Dog have all the fun. Thank you for chiming in, Lee. Very much appreciated. And you're damn right. Can't let Alvin have the monopoly to super chats. Absolutely not. What does he think he is? Who does he think he is? Phew. Dr. Sleepy time. Right. ITA Airways up next, A321neo, arriving from Rome. 1 hour 53 minutes on the way. Brand new airplane, first flight February 2024. Captain Edible says, Andian, say hi to you. Hi back, Andian. Wah, 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 wah. Caitlin says, you're in the biggest screen in my house right now, boy. Amazing experience. Oh dear. That sounds impressive. How big is the biggest screen in the house then? Good thing that I don't appear in front of the camera then. Alrighty, next up. JetBlue arriving from Boston, Massachusetts. Flight 631. 6 hours and 34 minutes on the way. The airplane is a year old, first flight May 2023. Jan, goedemorgen. Cosa Nostra indeed, Peter. Mint Gap is back again. Okay, that was the name of the airplane. The Godfather has to go. Well, enjoy the rest of your day, Wolfgang. See you in the next one, undoubtedly. Mrs. Professor also has to go. Oh dear. Well, Mrs. Professor, thanks for joining. See you in the next one. Sleep tight. Ready, next up. EasyJet A319 arriving from the Czech Republic, from Prague. Nielix says it's almost playtime. Our first next airplane will be arriving from Vienna, KLM, flight 1902, 737-800. And a Chinese triple arriving from Chongqing. Looks to be the number 2. Hey, Jinshin, aloha. Good to see you both swimming in the water and also in the chat. Multitasking at its finest. And after the Chinese triple, it is going to be playtime. Next up, KLM flight 1902, arrival from Vienna, 737-800. So one cootling is following the one parent. And the other one is sticking with the other parent. Nom, 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 breakfast. Nom, 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 nom. Greens and fibers. Good example to all of us. Ooh, that's a big TV, Caitlin. 160 × 90. Big coots. Seems that there's also now the first airplane lining up to land on 36 right. Embraer 190 arriving from Bremen and an A321neo arriving from Athens. Looks like will be number 2. Parallel arrivals in progress now. So I'm thinking Kaagbaan is the only runway for departures. Feast your eyes and ears on this. This is a Chinese 777 freighter arriving from Chongqing in China. 10 hours and 24 minutes underway. 15 years old, first flight March 2009. Let's look and listen. If you look to the left just now, you could see that as this one is landing, another one has just been pushed back to take off. Bird controller also in the distance visible. And Alvin, thanks for your super chat, mate. David Attenborough. Oh wait, that seems appropriate. Right, ladies and gentlemen, members, get out your playtime emoji. It is that time again. Arriving from Reykjavik, the A320 Neo flight 460. 2 hours and 32 minutes underway. The airplane is a year old, had its first flight in March 2023. And good morning, Alan, tuning in from the northeast of England. Thank you for the kind words, mate. Glad you're appreciating it. Hope you guys are all enjoying the stream, and if you are enjoying what you're seeing so far and you haven't already, don't forget to drop a like. It really helps to spread the content to more aviation enthusiasts such as yourselves who might not have heard of AMS Live yet. Subscribing also helps, but that's not a requirement. Mostly handy if you want to put on alerts, but statistically most people don't. There's an itty bitty spider over here on my camera that is busy webbing. Going to try to blow it away after this landing. I already see a little bit of web over my screen hood. How on earth did it get there? Right, where are you? Oh wait, I think that was a different animal. Right, we'll see it soon enough. Iberia Express will be next, arriving from Madrid. In the meantime, 1777 comes and the other is going to go. And thank you Sparky B, who just subscribed, also in northeastern England. John Mackenzie tuning in from Hong Kong. Sorry I'm late. Well, you are ahead of us in terms of time of day, so you're always going to be late for us, but you're still in time. Welcome back. Evan sees the gangster. Did I miss the gangster? Is the G in the house? Holy shit. Dennis Rebel working on the airport right now. If you're in the vicinity, come over there and say hi, or are you not in a vehicle that is allowed to come to this side of the runway? Probably not, unless you're a bird controller, or yeah, I think if you're in a tow truck, it would be looked upon if you were to come all the way over here. And by the way, top of the morning, Evan. Buenos dias, good to see you again. Iberia Express, having arrived from Madrid just now. after 1 hour and 54 minutes. 23 years old, this one. Ah, okay. Landed simultaneously. Right, bird control. K1 has been replaced by K3. V-dub traded for a Ford Ranger Raptor. Nice big bird on the hood. Trying to elicit a wave, but the driver didn't see me. Focused on not going off track. There was a corner coming up. Now, Aphrodite, congratulations, alcohol free for a month and 4 days. Well, I just started again after my 7-week diet. Nice, cool Weihenstephaner Weizen. That's the perfect beer for weather like today. But that also comes without alcohol if you fancy one. Congratulations, Aphrodite. Not sure why you're giving me a super chat because of it, but it's definitely something worth congratulating. How long are you going to try to keep it up? Ah, there's the spider. Away with you. Just walking on the lower edge of my phone. Shit, it's still there. Right. KLM flight 1042 arriving from Birmingham up next. Let's see if I can catch it again. Where are you now? Inspecting the camera and the phone, and all seems to be clear. Maybe I did blow it away after all. Hey there Norbert, good to see you again. Hope all is well. M. Visser, goedemorgen. All others who have joined in the meantime, welcome to the show. You're watching AMS Live, my name is Boy. We're standing at the Kaagbaan runway 06, which now has become one of 2 runways used for arrivals. There is an E2 Embraer arriving from Buildland that is approaching 36 right. If you're standing over here, this is approximately what you can see. Now, if that had been an A380, it would have been a lot better visible. The A380 is expected past 1 o'clock, so there is a chance that it is going to land on 36 right, like that E2 was doing just now. Now, let's see, the pipeline for now is 3 Embraers. All 3 types of KLM are going to pass us by. First up, an Embraer 190 arriving from Brussels, then an E2 Embraer arriving from Manchester, then an Embraer 175 arriving from Norwich, and after that, Brody, are you still there? Delta A330 arriving from Minneapolis, Minnesota, which I think is going to be the first A330 300 of today's show, at least, from Delta. quick shot of vodka to keep the blood flowing. Then it is back to the camera controls. Clementia is updating us about the estimated time of arrival of the Emirates A380, 1:15. Yeah, so that makes it a higher likelihood that it's going to land on 36 right then. No matter, we're still going to be able to see it from over here. And the KLM 747 is expected 1:45, so that is good news. Probably going to land right here. Brussels is also back. Beak is open, so I think it is also warm. KLM Flight 1704 arriving from Brussels. No A330 returning from Brussels. We did see one leave for Brussels yesterday, although that was for maintenance. Next up, KLM Flight 1030 arriving from Manchester. E2 Embraer 195. And to complete the triplet of Embraer types, after that we are going to see an Embraer 175 arriving from Norwich. And after that, Delta A330. Hadi Greet, goedemorgen. And all others who have joined in the meantime. 2 Embraers coming this way, after that Delta A330. And a Transavia from Palma de Mallorca, I think is going to be number 4 after the Delta A330. Typical whistle sound that you're also hear when A220s land. I think it has to do with the geared turbofan engines that are on these and the A220s. I think they're also also a police chopper just took off from, yeah, that's the police. Took off from Schiphol Oost, near the general aviation platform is also where the police is stationed, and this helicopter has its base. Looking up and around me, the sky is mostly blue, here and there a few high clouds. I was looking for contrails, but right now I'm not seeing them. Not a lot of humidity in the upper atmosphere, it seems like. The Delta A330 in the bottom left, already visible in the distance. First up, KLM Flight 1052 arriving from Norwich, Embraer 175, 36 minutes underway. Adrian also back in the chat. Eddie, goedemorgen. And all others who have joined in the meantime. Let's quickly turn back. Delta Airlines up next, flight 162. Arriving from Minneapolis, Minnesota. This A330 is underway for 7 hours and 45 minutes, 21 years old, first flight January 2003. Looks like we'll have a little coffee break after that. Next airplane, Transavia, arriving from Palma de Mallorca, is flying in the vicinity of Leiden, so probably should be within visual range in a few minutes. Maybe not so much a coffee break. Hey there, Dave. Good afternoon. Still morning here. 4:45 minutes. The next airplane to arrive will be arriving from Palma de Mallorca. Transavia flight 5628. And a 777 arriving from Willemstad, Curaçao looks to be the next airplane after that. Little twinkling light in the distance, that is the 737 coming this way. Goedemorgen Gerrit, good to see you again. And I see a familiar duo walking up here. Jindrosek and Lorenzo are on their way. Now, where are the coots? Not seeing them, nor am I hearing them. Good morning, Airports for Life. Goedemorgen, Leo. And quote unquote hello from New Zealand, Anthony V says.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hey, nice t-shirt.
Yeah. What do I have under here?
Oh, may I show the audience?
Sure.
Guess who just showed up in full colors? Jindrosek and Lorenzo.
We got it.
They got it. AM is live in the house. Yeah. Ground crew is present. Well, at least you guys are dressed more to the occasion than I am. I thought we were going to see more clouds, a bit like yesterday, so I figured let's dress in long sleeves and yeah. Well, now I have to stick with it because I did not have any sunscreen I did not put any sunscreen on, nor do I have any with me.
It's actually long jeans, but
Ah, you pulled it up, yeah. Yeah, there's no wind. It's summery. It's summery. we can swim together with the coots and the cootlings.
Natural swimming, natural dipping.
Don't drink the water though. Not sure if that's very good for your health. In the meantime, the 777 is turning onto the glide slope in the distance. 777 arriving from Willemstad, Curaçao, and the Transavia is getting closer by, arriving from Palma de Mallorca, flight 5628. The pilot flying back from Heraklion on Transavia today DM'd me yesterday, said he was going to make a wheelie, and I'm not sure if he has already returned. I think he probably has. Got the dead cat on because there's now no wind at all, so there's no need to bring that bulky blimp along. And the upshot is, when you have the dead cat on, the mic is moving along with the camera, so you can hear the rollout and the reversers way better than with the blimp. The blimp has its added value when it is really windy, because then it really efficiently mitigates the wind rumble, which then becomes too distracting. But right now, the more skin, the less wind. Yeah, you need to create that space. Air that isn't moving. Right, number 7 on flight radar, tracked by 192 people. Those are rookie numbers. We have a multiple of that watching right now. Can we get it into the top 5? Not sure how many are needed, but sure we can make it happen if we wanted to. KLM flight 736 up next, arriving from Willemstad, Curaçao, 777-300 in the PH. It's the PHBVC, 15 years old, first flight May 2009. And the fly pig is approaching 36 right. Light for arrivals, well, also for departures, but the light this time of day on this side is perfect. No backlight, unlike the Polderbaan.
Polderbaan, you're always going against the sun, it's always a fight.
Yeah. Afternoons is best for Polderbaan. Then you have the sun on your side.
And we have no internet.
True that.
Was the 100 years already landed?
100 years has already landed. Right. Also agricultural activity going on over here, as you guys can see. Some dusting going on. Agricultural
Not
chemicals.
Not good.
Take them in. Take a deep breath. I'm starting to feel a third eye grow between my other two. And I think that this is the
Oh, we got a bird.
Pegasus A321neo. Oink oink. Going to 36 right. We're going to turn around. Embraer 190 arriving from Dublin up next. There it is. Another Transavia arriving from Malaga, and we also see 2 Dreamliners 7879, Air Canada arriving from Montreal and KLM arriving from Toronto. Should be numbers 3 and 4 by the looks of it.
Canadians.
And also a big thank you to Peter K, who just became our latest AMS Live Aurora Skylines member. Welcome to the show, welcome to the club. Thank you for choosing AMS Live, Peter. Hope you like it in the lounge. No jokes about the Nick. Sorry, Roadhog. Oink oink. Alrighty. KLM flight 1136 arriving from Dublin, Ireland. Embraer 190, 1 hour 7 minutes underway. 13 years old, first flight August 2010. I think one of the little coots is making a bit of noise, but the reeds are in the way, or the grass or whatever it is. They are now located over there. And the Air China cargo is getting, is that loaded or unloaded?
I think loaded. Because here, is this the one from the morning?
Yeah, it arrived as I was
Yeah.
walking up here, so probably
Yeah.
loading already.
I was we were like, where are you standing? Where are you standing?
We had to wait until you started the stream to know where you are.
Well, usually try to pick a thumbnail that indicates where I'll be standing and what kind of traffic
Yeah, I
I'll be
was
filming.
thinking, is it the 36 right or this one?
Ah, okay, yeah, well, I haven't been to the location for 36 right yet, because that's always a secondary runway, so it doesn't always get used, and when it doesn't get used, you cannot see anything from over there. So unless it is a dedicated runway being in use throughout the day, otherwise I tend to gravitate towards the primary runways, the preferential runways, so Polderbaan or Kaagbaan. Yeah.
Departures are.
But departures are boring.
Yeah.
Who wants to see departures? Well, I do if the flow is good. If the flow is good, but that's always the bottleneck.
With good traffic, it's no problem. But if it's just like regional airport stuff, then
It tended to feel very much like local airport vibes. Transavia arriving from Malaga, flight 6224. And Dreamliner time after this.
Yeah, I was trying to get a photo of the.
Now also a big thank you to Herr J.D. who just now gifted 5 memberships. If you are one of the recipients, don't forget to say dankeschön to JD who just now gifted your membership. JD, thank you so much, my friend. Really shouldn't have, but thank you nonetheless. Welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge, those new members. And the custom emojis are now at your disposal, so use them whenever you see fit. JD, thank you so much once again for your kindness, very generous. Let's turn around the camera. The first of 2 Dreamliners is approaching. This would be KLM flight 696 arriving from Toronto. 7879. Behind it is another 7879 arriving from Montreal. Air Canada flight 900. Howdy Finn. Hey there Paul. Howdy Roy. Hey, Jens Rosek also in the chat. Hey! Wow, it sounds like you're just standing next to me, or sitting in the grass, more accurately. Six hours and 45 minutes on the way. Six years old, this airplane. First flight, July 2017. It was the BHL.
This time we didn't get a KLM typical number.
Okay.
Fast and low.
And the Cootlings are also swimming by. Let's have a quick look. Our furry little friends. Which I'm surprised the camera is able to keep in focus in autofocus mode. And not focus on one of the bits of grass that is in front of it. Huh. Next up, Air Canada flight 900, arriving from Montreal, another 7879 Dreamliner. to land. Look at the wingtips. Huh. What's this? JBL headphones. Do you have any JBL headphones with you? It is trying to connect with my phone.
Mine.
Kept popping up twice over the chat window. Typical.
Yeah.
Funny.
Fathers.
Modern technology, eh? Scrolling. There it is. Big thank you to Peter K, who just now gifted the membership. Get one and also hand one out. A big thank you. Welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge, the new member. And also a massive big thank you to Roadhog, who just now gifted 5 memberships. If you are one of the recipients of the gifted memberships you just got given, don't forget to say thank you to the gifter. Welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge. Guys, thank you so much for your support and welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge, those new members. Let's see, there's now a triplet of narrow bodies coming this way. There's also a 777-300 arriving from Vancouver approaching. First up is EasyJet flight 25530 arriving from Bristol. Marcel, goedemorgen. Also from Lorenzo.
Where's Russell?
Hey.
Yeah. Hi, Russell.
Where's the second sibling? Right, up next. And Rebel 90 arriving from Luxembourg. KLM flight 1710, 43 minutes underway. Another proof that Luxembourg, on average, just as far away by airplane as London or Paris, 40 to 45 minutes. That is typical. Right, let's see. Embraer 175 arriving from Bristol up first. Up next, after that, is an A320neo arriving from Nice, which is nice. 777-300 arriving from Vancouver, Canada will be number 3. And even though Jesus is not coming to the Netherlands, Russell is watching over us, sitting over there. It does seem to be a bit warm with the beak open. Hopefully he'll manage. Embraer 175 arriving from Bristol, Corendon flight 1076. Peter K asks, will there be some A350 today? Well, I'm not sure if Delta is sending over another A350. We did see one already. I'm not sure if there's going to be another one. I sure hope there will be, but did not check in detail the schedule and I don't know for sure. More vodka. Danny is asking, is there coming something from Korea?
Korea doesn't come here a lot.
I think mostly in the afternoon, right?
Yeah.
Korean is usually arriving in the local afternoon, so don't count on seeing it during this stream right now, unfortunately.
Most Asian flights come in afternoon.
Yeah.
And American flights come
Usually around dinner time.
Yeah.
That's
Asia flights dinner time.
Asia flies dinner time. Well, if they also would bring in some Asian food. Oh. Three airplanes on the glide stop right now. Number one is EasyJet A320neo arriving from Nice, which is nice. 1 hour and 27 minutes on their way. First flight October 2022. Just an ordinary EasyJet Neo.
I saw there was Neo. Oh yeah.
I'm seeing coots. Coots. The little ones are good at hiding. I'm sure that they have been taught by Gary Grebe, the mother ducker. I think he went to Japan once to follow a ninja course. Gary Grebe, the mother ducker, is always good at hiding. Shinobi style, indeed. Arriving from Vancouver, KLM Flight 682, 777-300. Ross's flight, Vancouver in the house, y'all. PHBVN, this was 9 years old, first flight February 2015.
You got some protein?
Little bit of cirrus cloud now in front of the sun, which is nice. Little bit of cooling. And I also start feeling a little bit of a breeze. It's something that resembles a breeze. Slight breeze. No, that's Beast. Beast from the east. Not breeze, the breeze from the east.
Beast.
Alrighty. Stanland, Stanland. Kijkt gezellig mee. Watching. Good morning. Welcome to the show. Welcome all others who have joined in the meantime. Hey Petra, goedemorgen. Art, are you on your way already? Art also coming this way. Next up, KLM Flight 1406, 737-800 arriving from Paris Charles de Gaulle. 40 minutes of flight time. PHBGB, 16 years old. First flight April 2008. Next up, arriving from Nice, which is nice. And doubly nice because it is in the KLM SkyTeam livery, flight 1474, Embraer 190. Is that the physics? Not physics, the physics. PHEZX, 12 years old, first flight April 2012. Jane also made it. Hello to you too. Good to see you again, Jane. Hope all is well. Now, KLM flight 1474 up first. The next airplane behind it, arriving from Edinburgh. Boeing 737-900. This is the Embraer. It does look infinitely better when it has the sun shining on it, doesn't it?
I have a model of it.
I think it doesn't look that impressive when it is grey and overcast, but when the sun is shining from it from the right side, the shine stands out more. Now let me see if I can capture this. This is the DISCV Discovery, which is Atlantic Air Solutions, arriving from Ibiza. Probably a DJ returning from work. BizJet. Cessna Citation 525A.
OD.
At least until we can see it, which is not going to be very long anymore. Probably a DJ having returned from Ibiza. Max Verstappen flies a trijet. Even I know that.
Always the English, they don't get it.
No, that's a Dutchism.
My Dutch ain't Dutch.
Alrighty, next up is a Britty hopper arriving from Humberside, flying as KLM flight 972 and Embraer 190.
I don't know the British one.
Embraer 190 long range, 39 minutes underway, 15 years old, first flight January 2009. And let's see what else is in the pipeline. Embraer 190 arriving from Darlington. NetJets also approaching from Biggin Hill, but that is probably going to land on 36. Right? Question mark. There's a Delta A330 on its way, arriving from Detroit. Was in the radio listening to music as I was driving up here, and as it happened, heard the song "Put Your Hands Up for Detroit," a lovely city. Yeah, gotta watch out, otherwise the stream will get demonetized. Yeah, Britty hopper. You know that the Britty hopper pilots are adopting the name now themselves as well, right? Yeah. Frank coined the term, and one of the pilots responded under one of the live streams, said that they all have taken a liking to the name and they're now using it among themselves as well. So,
Hey, colleague, yours
new word in the dictionary, courtesy of Frank.
How long were we in the bus?
1 hour.
Let's see. Put your gear up for Detroit. And slide her in. Yeah.
We're in 1 hour in the bus to get here.
1 hour in the bus?
Yeah, the car is at the garage.
Oh.
And it's not a good stay over.
I think you would have been faster if you had taken the bike. Or would you?
but
Wouldn't you?
For him, it's a bit too far. It's just.
Get him an e-bike.
No,
Get him a fat bike.
No fat bikes. No. We have standards, right?
Fat
No,
bike
I was planning to cycle to the Kaagbaan, but then we saw you were.
Yeah, not here,
okay,
not there today. It's much quieter here.
Yeah,
I think it's teeming with people right now at Kaagbaan. If you went there.
Yeah, that's true.
Also gezellig, as we call it in Dutch, but. Right, Embraer 190 arriving from Darlington should be somewhere in the distance.
I used to go to that location over there when you could still sneak in on the car park and hang out until they kicked you out, but
Yeah, that was the good old days.
yeah, well, it's not that long ago. I think 3-4 years.
3 or 4 years? Okay.
I even made a video.
Yeah, I pretended to be delivering a package at DHL.
Oh, so you were that guy that was faking deliveries. Suspicious person snooping around, acting like he's a delivery guy. That was Jędrzejczyk. Okay, well, now it's on camera. So. How long before those crimes expire and they can no longer sue you for it?
Well, I got screened, so I think they didn't get it.
Well, just goes to show how the quality of the streaming, the screening. I was about to say streaming. Screening back then. Yeah, that BizJet arriving from Biggin Hill is continuing to the east, south of Alphen aan de Rijn now, so not going to 06. Unfortunately, we have seen BizJets land on this runway before, so it's definitely not something too far-fetched.
You got ups.
What? Oh, the ducks.
Oh, UPS.
Oh, UPS.
Ups truck.
Ups.
Ups truck.
Ups, I did it again. Eastern Airways, Britty Hopper, flight for KLM, arriving from Teesside or Darlington, 44 minutes on the way. 17-year-old airplane, first flight January 2007.
How late is the FRA-DEN going to come?
Let's see. Adrian is saying that the DC-3 Dakota also in the air. Right, so we might see the DC-3 return later. Now touring over the flower strip probably.
Because I did see it.
I thought I heard it earlier, but I couldn't see anything. So
I saw it last week.
I thought was it the V8 engine from one of the trucks here? But I really thought it. I thought I recognized the Dakota, but couldn't see it.
Ups truck.
Now, is anybody a fan of the series Breaking Bad? I just came across two immensely funny videos that I teared up from laughing. It was so funny.
I saw the trailer.
You saw the trailer, but you haven't seen the series yet.
Watch it. I'm a little too young, I think.
It's a very inspiring series about entrepreneurship.
And about cooking in the camper.
No, really, it was really funny. If you've seen the series, it's Breaking Bad, but nobody is careful. Is the titles. There are two parts of it. I think the channel's name was Alternative Cuts.
Okay.
If I see the trailer already, I
Really funny. Breaking Bad, but nobody's careful. You can already imagine all kinds of funny things. I teared up laughing. Highly recommended. Right, next up, Delta Airlines Flight 136 A330-300 arriving from Detroit, a lovely city. 7 hours and 13 minutes underway. 16-year-old airplane. First flight August 2007. So put your hands up for Detroit. Nice. Smooth landing there.
Oh, the 747 is gonna go? Yeah, it's close.
Hij is nog niet, not yet pushing back. I am seeing that little BizJet arriving from Biggin Hill.
I think there are now pre-flight checks, etc. etc. APU.
NetJets. That is an Embraer Phenom 300. Wow.
Do you know when the A388 is coming?
A380 was expected around 1:15, if I recall correctly. While we are on the subject, let's do a review. See what is cooking. Let's do a refresh. Current runway usage still the same. We're standing right here at the beginning of runway 06. Right now the only runway being used for arrivals once again. Let's do an update of the weather. We now have wind that is blowing from the south. 5 knots to Beaufort. It's CAV okay, meaning ceiling and visibility are okay. The air temperature is 21 degrees C, that's roughly 74 degrees F. And Jesus is returning from Reus and is almost landing in Manchester.
What do you mean?
The KLM 747 arriving from Miami is east of Dublin and is expected 10 minutes to 1. So that's in an hour's time. The A380 still expected around 1:15. So I think we might see that land on 36 right, where that BizJet, those two BizJets were landing just now. German Airways, flying for KLM. And we're also seeing the Kaagbaan, the black and white duck. Oh, just skipped ahead with those bright yellow eyes. I was just so happy with my camera as it focused on the birds earlier, and now it didn't. Until it is no longer being obstructed by anything in the foreground. Well, hope you guys were able to see it. Next up, Transavia arriving from Olbia. Flight 6916. "25 years old, this airplane, the PHHZE, first flight May 1999. Adrian says that the DC-3 is now in the clouds of the Hoogoven, so that's really out of sight, far to the north. Looking around in the sky, apart from a few high cirrus clouds, not much to be seen, including no contrails, sadly. However, we are back to single runway for arrival configuration, all inbound traffic coming to this very runway 06. The pipeline is filling. Next up is going to be KLM Flight 954, an Embraer 190 arriving from Newcastle. 54 minutes underway, 10 years old, first flight February 2014. Also a big thank you and a warm welcome to Dirk on tour, who just became our latest Aurora Sky Lounge member. Thank you for choosing AMS Live, Dirk. Hope you will like it in the lounge. All the custom emojis now at your disposal, so use them whenever you see fit. And thanks for the update, Aphrodite. Thought that Bezoekpas was also already indicating that Kaagbaan is going to be used for arrivals for the upcoming hours. Probably now until 1 o'clock. Right. What's the opposite of an exodus? An insodus. The insodus of Transavia is beginning. The trash will be next. The FRA-8H flying as Transavia flight 5132. Now, the 747 of Air China Cargo no longer has the cargo holds open, just the front door. So maybe we get to see it being pushed back later, probably. The triple is still being loaded by the looks of it.
Maybe that's the leader of the
Right. Trash coming in from Barcelona. Bouncy. And again, the meter says that the wind was blowing from the south. Now let me see, this is 06. So that would mean that this is 09. That would mean that this is 180. So if the wind is coming from this, and it does feel like the wind is coming from over there, the airplanes are having a bit of tailwind, interestingly. Now it's only a handful of knots, so not affecting the performance that much, but might still lead to some less smooth landings than the pilots had anticipated. KLM Flight 604 returning from LAX 777-200 9 hours and 44 minutes underway. PHBQM, 18 years old. piloty. Is that the Prague Loves You special livery? I think it is. Right. What's it look like on this side? Everything is still calm. We can see tails of 747s. Suparna. That looks like a 777 tail.
FedEx.
These two are 747s probably. FedEx also in the house. And then the other part of the cargo area is over here, with the Chinese being well represented. Also similarly looking logos, come to think of it. Their names all have China and cargo in it. The logos look very similar. Huh. Let us turn back the camera slowly but surely to see the arrival of the next airplane, KLM Flight 984, an Embraer 190 that is arriving from London City. Yeah, indeed. All the packages behind us. The flight time is 45 minutes so far, similar to Luxembourg or Paris. See. Adrian says DC-3 above Amsterdam. I do see something vaguely in the distance. Where did I spot it? Is it over there? Visually I saw something. I was trying to locate it and zoom in on it, but needle in a haystack.
Where is it?
Let's quickly turn back. Our next airplane is arriving from Bonaire.
It's a 360 DC-3.
Behind you.
Confusion all over the place. Well, no confusion about this airplane. This is KLM Flight 767 arriving from Bonaire, A330-200. Right, well, I'm seeing one contrail in the sky. Yeah, just one. Oh, wait. But there is the Dakota. Yeah, that's the Dakota coming in. Front row view.
Oh, there. stop blowing bubbles.
Yeah, the pipeline is passing gas again. So the farts you're smelling are not mine. They're coming from the pipe in the canal. Nature's calling us. Right. The one contrail in the sky, passing us by. Lufty? Not sure. Hard to see. Well, another seldomly seen airplane is landing over here, so let's turn. And if you look at it, it's an A320neo arriving from Edinburgh. Sup Edinburgh. What makes you the Edinburgh authority, bro?
I was it's you know the saying trading cats and dogs?
Mm-hmm.
That's coming from Edinburgh.
Is that okay? Is that so?
On a couple of hills.
And they literally threw all the cats and dogs.
The idea was one day, one monthly or weekly day, they would put all the trash outside, especially if it was raining.
Yeah.
And because the city is built on hills,
Yeah.
down
Not built on rock and roll.
Down in the no. Down in the city, you have a big cesspool. It's really weird, and it's like a black square top-like place, and like empty.
I think it is time for chocolate, guys.
You take down vodka, we take down coffee.
It's a good plan. Iced coffee, or what? I really need to get some tonic. Espresso tonic. Nice combination if you have the right coffee. And the right tonic. No cheap ass Schweppes stuff, but something proper. For instance. Yeah, they're both a bit sour. Can be a bit sour, but the acidity complements. It's really a refreshing, cool drink, so that you can get your liquids in, you get your cooling in, and you get your caffeine in.
Now, if you get a proper coffee, then you're supposed to get a small glass with chilled water.
Yeah.
It's just to wash away the flavor, and then get your butts.
Rinse your palate. Yeah.
Next day. Yep. And to balance, because coffee is taking water out of your body,
So they say. I'm not sure that it actually does. I think only if you're naive to caffeine, that it dehydrates. But if you're a regular consumer, I don't think it has a dehydrating effect anymore.
Yeah, okay. Well, it's getting me to the toilet at least.
Yeah, but beer is also making you go to the toilet. That actually does something on your hormones. Another German Airways Embraer 190 up next, arriving from Aberdeen in the meantime. Recently people were also raving in the chat about espresso martini, so I guess that's also something I still have to give a go. Espresso martini.
Says the one who smokes.
Alrighty. Looking up around me, still no contrails to be seen. one we saw just now, the only one for the time being. And our next airplane is number 175, arriving from Prague, KLM flight 1352. Let's see what else is in the pipeline. Embraer 190 arriving from Stuttgart. 777-200 arriving from San Francisco, approaching Leiden from the west. United Airlines flight 968. Nice. Oh wow, is it 81 years old already, the DC-3? I thought it was 80 or maybe still 79. Last year I was standing here, it was 79. Time does fly. 81. No Captain Wheelie, by the looks of it. What's that?
Would be funny if an Indian scammer.
Thought I saw an airplane that just took off from center, but my eyes must have been deceiving me. Thought I could zoom into it, but at least the airplanes to 06 are still visible. Right, so one Embraer 190 leading the pack, and after that a 777-200 from United arriving from San Francisco, and after that a 787-10 Dreamliner arriving from Panama City. I think that would be the 777 from United. Appy is tuning out. Appy, thank you for joining. Enjoy the rest of your day, mate. See you in the next one. Well, also a warm welcome and big thank you if the chat does not keep moving. Now I lost the message. There it is. Didado07 just became a member, the latest member of the Aurora Sky Lounge. Thank you so much for choosing AMS Live. A warm welcome in the lounge. Have a seat. Hope the seats are to your liking. Thank you for choosing AMS Live. Be sure to use the custom emojis that now are at your disposal. Thank you so much and welcome. This is KLM flight 1830, arriving from Stuttgart. Embraer 190, 56 minutes underway. This was the PHEZL, 14 years old, first flight January 2010. Also, since the weather has become nice again and it's become a seasonal vegetable again, rhubarb. Do you ever eat that?
Yes.
Rhubarb, I always have supply whenever it is freshly in the stores, fresh rhubarb. Together with strawberries, that is the perfect combination. Sweet and sour. Rhubarber.
What a barber.
Boil it down into compote. I find that the sweets, the magic number is 10%. So add 10% of the rhubarb weight in sugar. So if you have a kilo of rhubarb chopped into pieces, add 100 grams of sugar. That gives the perfect sweet combination between sweetness and acidity. Fresh strawberries also combine very well with mango sorbet ice cream. Yeah. Well, the Spanish one that you get earlier in the season can also be good, but it's like with most fruits, you need to smell it. If it smells sweet, then it tastes sweet. And if you're not smelling anything, you can just leave them in the supermarket or at the market. You don't like strawberries? Okay, the one person in the world, we found him. And his name is Lorenzo. How the F can you not like strawberries, man?
I taste sour.
Okay. Yeah, you need to have proper sweets. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I like acidic foods. My favorite apple, Granny Smith.
Okay.
I knew it.
I'm an acidophile, if that's a word. I like things.
I can eat it.
I like things sour. I'm a sour person. Salty. This was KLM flight 758 passing by, doing a floaty landing. Having arrived from Panama City. 9 hours 42 minutes. It was underway, the PHBKF. Clemencia, I did not succeed in getting a starter started. It kept smelling funny, and I tried all-purpose flour initially under 100%. Then I did a 50-50 mix with all wheat flour. So tarwe meal and patentbloem did not work. Was not able to start anything. So I need to go to a Holland & Barrett or other bio store to get me some rye, what's it called? Rye flour, which supposedly has more microbes and yeasts in it, so hopefully I can make a sourdough starter with that. So no, still work in progress. At least it's something to look forward to. Next up, Vueling A320neo, arriving from Barcelona. 1 hour 52 minutes underway, flight 8309. Still has the button. Qatar also on the move. Qatar 777 in the background on the left. Spot the dot, and the dot was still in place, so pandemonium still being prevented by it. Has to stay in place, otherwise all hell will break loose. Now, also a massive big thank you once again to JD for 5 gifted memberships. I think that's because of you all who dropped a like. 400 likes, just surpassed. Thank you all so much for that. JD, thank you in particular for the gifted memberships. If you are one of the 5 recipients, don't forget to say Dankeschön to Herr JD for 5 new gifted memberships. Well, don't thank them for all 5. It's just for the one that you received if you are one of the recipients, obviously. Duh. And again. Alrighty, up next, KLM flight 1614 and another airplane already visible in the background. This is a 737-700 arriving from Milan. 1 hour and 18 minutes underway. The PHBGI. 14 years old, first flight January 2010. Let's see, 737-800 arriving from Corfu, Vueling arriving from Alicante. Narrow bodies rush hour once again. Now let's have a look, see that something has been pushed back over there. Is that the banana? One of the two bananas? I think it might be. Thanks for the update, Aphrodite, the Queen from Miami. Still 27 minutes out.
Boy, you think you're gonna end the stream after the
Think I am. Yeah. Sweating my balls off here. This is. You think it's going to get cloudy and then it gets sunny. You think it's going to be sunny and then it's cloudy. It's the Netherlands. It's hard to get it right. Finding the appropriate clothing. Arriving from Corfu, Transavia, flight 5312. It is time for another Vueling up next. Dirk also back in the chat. Good to see you. Thought you were only able to visit the streams on Sundays, so happy to have you here. Now, next up, it is Vueling arriving from Alicante, and behind it flies the 777-300 arriving from Lima in Peru. Please helicopter returning behind us. Ari says, time to update the METAR. Well, yes and no. Yes, because there will be a new one. No, because it probably will only be the temperature that has climbed and maybe the wind speed has gone up 1 or 2 knots. Still very constant sunny weather with a slight breeze, no precipitation. And Lorenzo also in the chat. Don't you have your own account? Okay. Well, nice to see you on a Saturday, mate. Hope all is well. If your planner doesn't have work for you to do, then better have it on days like today instead of on rainy days that we have so often. More contrails are visible. This is flying north of me, and I think it is flying from east to west. That's a triple from Emirates, quite clearly visible. Let us quickly turn back to KLM flight 744, a 777-300 arriving from Lima in Peru. Buttery smooth. Hey, Stephen also in the chat. Stephen is filming at TPA right now. Right. All the best there. And Roadhog has to leave. Formula 1 practice. Pff, boring.
Hey!
Max is gonna win anyway.
Wow, yeah, and
Oh,
it's
no.
it's
Lando won.
Lando won last time.
Lorenzo is too young to have witnessed the era where they were driving with the V10 engines that revved up to 20,000 RPM. If they bring those back, I might consider watching Formula 1 again, because the engines today.
And if Jos still going to participate.
Jos Grindbak Verstappen, yeah. He was the one who did the.
Spin that wheel.
He was the one who was always doing the inspections off track. had off track inspections.
Yes. Let us check how's the off-road handling here. Hey!
Yeah, the gravel is approved.
Yeah.
Official seal of approval. Well, for this one time, Roadhog, you'll be excused. Go have fun during the Formula 1 practice. Next up,
Mola.
a lot to see.
RIP Ayrton Senna.
Mola's a nice track.
Right, a lot to see. Embraer 170, flight 263, arriving from Warsaw. 1 hour and 35 minutes underway. The SP LDK, 19 years old, first flight March 2005. Oh yeah, and I forgot to say it is in the Star Alliance livery, but you guys already saw that. This shit is bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. Hey, nice. Peter K announcing that the 100 years independence Icelandair 757-300, the pencil is the number 2 now, after the Embraer 175 arriving from Gdansk. Polish inbound rush hour in the house. And then get your pencil sharpeners out, because the pencil is going to be the number 2 right after this one. Can we see it already? Probably. Let's widen the shot a little. Vaguely visible. Bit of separation between the two. Nice. Contrail flying directly overhead. Twin jet. Dreamliner by the looks of it. United? Looks like it. Right, telescope mode deactivated. She's smoking. It is the 100 years independence livery 757-300 from Icelandair, flight 500, arriving from Reykjavik, 2 hours and 39 minutes underway, 24 years old, first flight February 2000. And Dreamliner Frankfurt to Denver, thanks for the update there. and it was United. Nice. Right, well, looky here. What a gorgeous machine, and also the lighting works in its favor. Let's look and listen. There's thumbnail potential passing by just now. Nice. Now if you've been enjoying the show so far but you haven't already, don't forget to drop another like and be sure to subscribe if you want to stay informed of upcoming live streams in the future. Make sure to hit the bell icon when you do. Also a big thank you to Adrian for your first month of membership, and Adrian writes, thank you for the gifted membership. Well, thank you for choosing AMS Live Gifter who gifted the membership to Adrian. Adrian, hope you still like it in the lounge. If you are liking it in the lounge, consider renewing it once the gifted membership expires. Next up, a couple of narrow bodies. Leading the pack is going to be a 737-800 arriving from Bergen. Shamrock will be next after that. This is KLM Flight 1164 arriving from Bergen, 737-800, 1 hour and 22 minutes on the way. Now, I'm thinking that DC3 surely wasn't doing just one lap around the block. I'm thinking maybe if we're lucky we get to see it take off again before the end of the stream. How long ago did it land? Approximately half an hour or so? Yeah. I'm also seeing that there's a bizjet flying on the light slope of 36 right, arriving from Innsbruck. Bizjet, probably just a one-off landing. This is Aer Lingus Flight 604 arriving from Dublin, Ireland, A320. Yeah.
Banana, get back.
Banana just took off from center. This shit is bananas, B-A-N-A-N-A-S. In the meantime, a Falcon, the Dassault Falcon 7X is approaching 36 right, arriving from Innsbruck. Let's just keep following this airplane a bit longer. And then turn around for an Embraer 190 arriving from Milan, which is approaching us over here. Well, with current visibility, I'm sure I would be able to follow it for many more minutes. Easily. Let's turn around, have a look at the landing of KLM Flight 1626 arriving from Milan, Embraer 190. 1 hour and 23 minutes it has flown to get here, the Fexy PHEXE. Aphrodite tuning out. Needs to go. Aphrodite, thank you for joining. See you in the next one and enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Marissa says 747 confirmed for Kaagbaan, as is the Turkish A330. Excellent. Nou, hey Art, goedemiddag.
Goedemiddag.
Was goed?
Ja, prima.
Mooi man,
Ja?
long time no see.
Ja, heel lang.
Jij bent wat beter op het weer gekleed dan ik, zie ik. Heb je al een statief?
Nou ja, ik neem nu even die van mijn vriend.
Hey. Right, in the meantime it has gotten quite gezellig, as we say in Dutch over here. More people joining. Art and his friend, what's your name?
Sid.
Sith. Also coming here, and oh, more people also further up ahead in the field. Just in time, big planes are coming. The next airplane to arrive is going to be a KLM 777-300 arriving from Atlanta, Georgia. KLM Flight 622. 7 hours and 54 minutes underway. Let's see. It's the BHBVK, 11 years old, first flight May 2013. Delta A330 Neo arriving from Seattle is also approaching. There will be probably 3 narrow bodies in between this airplane and the A330 Neo. Quick sip of vodka. Let's turn back. Oh, flyby of ducks. Nice coincidence. Landing in another canal. I think there's another canal behind this dike. I think, or is there? Not sure. Never really went that way. You can still walk over here. I mean, the dikes are connected over here. No, that's also something I wasn't going to try, jump over it. And let's see, next up is this little itty bitty Embraer 175 arriving from Kristiansand. KLM Flight 1186, 1 hour 11 minutes underway. The PHEXL, as a breeze is picking up. Interestingly, from the south, so there's a little bit of tailwind for the airplanes now landing. Hadi Adri, goedemiddag. Johan is back, good to see you again. Well, narrow bodies in the background, vaguely visible. Embraer 190 arriving from Leeds will be number 2 after this Embraer 175 arriving from Kristiansand. After that, a 737 from KLM arriving from Rome, and yeah, another narrow body arriving from Geneva after that. 4 narrow bodies. And where is the KLM 747? Right, still over the North Sea, still a bit out.
When was it supposed to come?
Well, in 5 or so minutes from now, but it is still off the coast. More than the distance between Amsterdam and Haarlem and west of Haarlem.
Oh.
Yeah, but it still has to make its way over to land. Then we'll fly downwind to the southwest. Then fly base, then fly final. Probably 10 minutes at least, if not 15, before it's going to be here.
Safe.
Zo snel.
I remember I said one time in the chat, I was joining the stream and your flight was going to. You said a flight going to Houston. I said in the chat, it's Houston.
Yeah, you bit all right. People still do.
Las Vegas.
Las V-gas. V-gas. It's not like V-power, you know, Shell V-power, V-gas. Las Vegas. Houston, Austin. This one is arriving from Leeds. So people living in Leeds, are they leaders then? Huh. And people in Toulouse are losers. So is there a flight between Leeds and Toulouse? Huh. Keith says Houston. Houston. Liebe Grüße, Nacken. Oh, Dirk ist herzlich willkommen. There's the airplane. There it is. Arriving from Rome. Alrighty. Let's see. EasyJet up next, arriving from Geneva, A320. Flight 21517.
Die ook een ander. En ja, mensen zijn niet goedkoop. Het is toch lastig.
Ik heb ook zo'n 8 liter 5
Right, I see many variants on the for the word Houston. Houston. Anyway, this was EasyJet arriving from Geneva. Up next, a Bombardier C-Series 300 or A220s as they're called these days. Air France flight 1640 arriving from Paris, Charles de Gaulle. 41 minutes on the way thus far. Staring us in the eye and in the background. Far left, lower left, Delta Airlines flight 144 arriving from Seattle, Washington. A330neo. Now, the KLM 747-400 is approaching, and so too is the A380. The A380, I think, is going to land on 36 right, realistically speaking. However, the 747 is very likely going to land on the very runway we are standing next to. So if you don't have to be anywhere, stick around. This is all going down in the upcoming 30 to 45 minutes. Air France up first, A220. We can hear the same whistle as we could with the E2 Embraers. Same family of engines, geared turbofans. Seem to be making this sound. Just like how we've established earlier that the GE9115Bs make that particular whir on the 300s and the freighters when they pass you by. Departure from center. Center runway lies immediately over here behind the trees. So any airplanes taking off from here will give us a butt shot, a long distance butt shot. And I'm going to turn back now because obviously big bird, and I'm also seeing that the the 747 is supposed to be nearby, so I'm already looking to see if I can spot it on the downwind leg. Next up, Delta Airlines Flight 144, A330neo, arriving from Seattle, Washington, 9 hours and 12 minutes underway. Let's look and listen. Mate, I at least expected 220. If you're going to do it right, mate. No, just kidding. Thanks, mate. Really shouldn't have. Over. Oh man. Well, let's turn around. Turkish up next. Also looking a little bit to the right to see if maybe I can spot the 747 already, but I think it is too far away to see. Flying. Yeah, but we should be able to see it. Normally speaking, the A380, when it's flying in the vicinity of Vinkenveen, you can see it from over here. Yep. So you definitely should be able to see the 747 as well. This is Turkish Airlines Flight 1957, A330-200, arriving from Istanbul, 3 hours and 3 minutes on the way. That's par for the course, 15 years old, first flight October 2008. Ooh, Corendon A350 is also now in the vicinity of Zandvoort. Ordinarily, I think we should be able to see them from over here. If we can see them from the Polderbaan, we should be able to see them from over here. I think it's just a matter of knowing where you need to look. Let's see, there are now three narrow bodies are preceding the 747. We're seeing 2 already. Is the third one already visible? Crouching behind the laptop to see if maybe I can see the third narrow body in the distance, but still not seeing it. That's okay, we will see it soon enough.
Garuda. Ja, dat is Garuda. Dat was het eigenlijk.
Right, next up EasyJet, flight 22515 arriving from London Luton, A319, 43 minutes underway. 14 years old, first flight December 2009.
There's a British Airways between the A350 and the 747.
Cool.
So,
Right, let's see. Cloudiness is ever so slightly increasing. Few high clouds, but not much to write home about, luckily. Let's see. Embraer 175 arriving from Frankfurt. Embraer 175 arriving from Rennes. And after that should be the 747. So let's see. I'm thinking we should be able to see it here. If we are able to see it, that is. Yeah. Motherfucker, I got it. Right, the KLM 747 now flying near my hometown, just south of it. Over the localizer at located at Kaag. This is full digital zoom mode, getting it pixelated AF. Right. KLM flight 1414 is an Embraer 175 arriving from Rennes. We've seen those quite regularly in the stream, so I'm going to keep the camera on the 747. If you disagree, send a complaint to PO Box 1 and it will go right through the shredder. Now, A350-900 from Corendon / Will to Fly will be coming not immediately after the 747, but second after the 747. BA A319 sandwiched in between. And there's also a 777-200 arriving from Guayaquil. Nice. For that airplane is here. There's another Ryanair also coming this way. Right, Marissa is telling us something that we shouldn't be surprised about. A380 confirmed for Aalsmeerbaan 36 right, so thanks for the update though. Nou mate, stop it. Can't set amounts, so you might all have to forgive me the extra 52 cents, and he goes above the 52 cents with $6, $7 and 48 cents. If my math is okay, probably isn't. Alvin, thanks mate. You shouldn't have. I need to get a voice recorder, make a memo. Alvin, mate, you really shouldn't have, so that I can just press rewind, play, rewind. Anyway. Up next is BA flight 436, arriving from London Heathrow, A319.
China pushback. On the taxiway. China.
Yeah, China is on its way. China 747.
You got my team back.
Air China Cargo outbound. But it will probably take off from Polderbaan. So that is a bit too far to see properly from over here. I can still show you theoretically, but it doesn't make for very interesting viewing. More interesting is this 775 A350 that is coming now. Number 4 on flight radar, 536 people are following it. I'm sure we could do better. Corendon Airlines World to Fly, arriving from Willemstad, Curaçao, A350-900. 8 hours and 46 minutes underway. The ECNZF, 23 years old. Made in 2023 is when it first began flying, making it a year old. So yeah, the second A350 of today's show. The other one from Delta. Right, a bit more cloudiness is forming in the sky right now, as you guys can see. Also blocking the sunshine over here every now and then. A little bit of wind from the south, mostly. Yeah, there it is. So let's see what else is in the pipeline. Embraer 190 arriving from Aberdeen, 737 arriving from Dublin, 777 arriving from Guayaquil, A330 arriving from Minneapolis. Air Transat is coming. Where is the A380? The A380 is now in between Apeldoorn and Amersfoort. Doesn't look like there's a lot of traffic in front of it, so it will probably fly in without too much detours. Not a lot of traffic in front of it means we'll see it pretty soon. Saudia arriving from Jeddah is also coming. Alright, let us first zoom back into flight radar so that I can press on the right label. This is KLM flight 914 arriving from Aberdeen, Embraer 190, 1 hour 10 minutes underway. Bumping with the cap into my phone, causing a bit of wobble. Next up, an airplane that has the potential to get loud. It's a 737-800 from Ryanair arriving from Dublin, flight 3006. All the lights seem to be on. Or are those reflections? I think those are reflections. Or is it on fire? No, it's not on fire. Fire! Fire in the hole. In the hole. Pretty sure that the reverses will be fired. Let's listen. There it is. If it was landing on Kaagbaan, it would have gotten loud. Alrighty, let's see. Up next, KLM flight 755. It is a 777-200 ER arriving from Guayaquil, which is in Ecuador, and it is underway for 11 hours and 14 minutes. PHBQD, 20 years old, first flight December 2003. Delta Airlines arriving from Minneapolis. Behind it, can we see it? Just about. Let's see, where is the A380 now? Still flying directly to the west. Still east of Utrecht. Utrecht. Utrecht and Utrecht. He, she, him, her, Utrecht. Yeah, let's see if this gets triggered and I need to cut it, the sound effect. Figured there's also something like fair use. I've been dying to use some sound effects like these. So let's just see what the algorithm does with it. If push comes to shove, I can always erase that few seconds. Right, anyway. Chinese 747, doing a little tour around the block. In the meantime, Delta Airlines Flight 164 arriving from Minneapolis in Minnesota. A330-300, 7 hours and 40 minutes underway. 16 years old, first flight July 2007. Right, let's see. The A380 is now in the vicinity of Marseille. I was able to see it when it was flying in the vicinity of Vinkenveen, so I'm thinking I should be able to see it already. Taking a little time to have a look.
You know where it landed?
Yeah. 36 right, yeah. After 1 o'clock, right?
Yep.
36R. R matey.
Volgens mij was het iets van 1:15 of zo.
Ja, 1:15 was scheduled.
Still looking to the right to see if I can spot the A380. I know if you know where you need to look, you should probably be able to see it from over here. I know that last year when it did a go around, it was also flying in the vicinity of Marseille, and I was able to film it all the time. So you really need to know where to look. Not yet seeing it, so let's return then to the approaching next airplane for 06.
Hij is nu nog een beetje ver.
Jendrusik is already scoping. KLM Flight 938 arriving from Glasgow. Up next 737-800, 1 hour 8 minutes on the way. Okay, we've got a visual. Oh yeah, got it. Between the two trees, excellent.
Hij komt dan zo.
Heel klein.
Een beetje tegen het licht in, maar...
Oh, wow. Wat was dat? Ah, die 80.
And that is Art right in the way. Standing exactly in line. No mate, it's already passed, so.
Oh, air transit.
There it is, last airplane of the day. The Emirates A380, flight 147, the daily flight between Dubai and Amsterdam. Well, there it is.
Die is hem nog niet volgens mij.
Now in the vicinity of Nieuwkoop. Little building in the way.
Dan moet ik naar
Nee hoor,
achteren?
nee hoor. Je staat prima. Just coincidentally your head was right in the shot, but it was only for a moment.
Tappie top.
Tappie tap.
Tappie tappie.
Lust
Alright, there it is.
zo'n beetje tappen.
Nee, tappie.
Turning in the vicinity of Nieuwkoop. Air Transat A321 Neo. Touching down. Yeah.
What's the name of the top that they sell beer?
Top beer.
Top beer is like tap beer.
Tap beer, and pilots are not pilots but tap dancers.
It's a joke in Dutch, but a Scandinavian drunk.
Die heb ik vroeger niet gezien, die air transit.
The Air Transat?
Ja,
Nee, ja, I
is
was
ook
here
een van de
vorig
eerste
jaar,
keren.
last year summer, they did fly on a regular basis. And then all of a sudden they stopped after the summer, I think.
Yeah, somehow, yeah.
And now recently, since a couple of weeks, they've returned.
Air Transit was the last.
So not
They
just-
only have a summer schedule.
Yeah. So you can cross the Atlantic in a narrow body, not just with JetBlue, but also with Air Transat.
Air Transat was one of the last airlines who used the A300 and the A310 for passengers.
The A380 is now number 1 on flight radar.
Thanks, EasyJet.
Tracked by 1,344 people on flight radar. 6 hours and 41 minutes it has flown to get here so far. Normally speaking, it would be around 6.5 hours. So still within average. The airplane is 8 years old. First flight was in February 2016. As you guys can see, this airplane is still in the old standard livery. Our members have access to the updated standard livery with the ribbon tail, which they're now rolling out, but due to the size of its fleet, it's probably going to be a while. We still see the current livery as the vast majority, during the vast majority of the visits, both for the A380 and for the 777, by the way.
What do you actually like more? The old one or the new one?
I think I like the ribbon better. It's a bit more dynamic than this.
Vind ik ook leuker.
For me, it kind of looks ugly.
It kind of looks ugly. Yeah, but
It's
you.
a wave. That makes it ugly.
Yeah, but you're that guy that doesn't like strawberries, so you're just weird.
That's what most people say of me.
Was dat een jaartje geleden dat hij hier go-around deed op de Aalsmeer?
Ja, was inderdaad, stond ik ook hier inderdaad. There's still a video last year of a go-around. It was exactly on this location that I was filming, and the airplane was landing exactly on the same runway. We could film the entire go-around.
They still have the trademark.
But today the A380 has landed safely, no go-arounds.
See a spot on the floor and there's a circle around it. You know, boy was here.
Yeah, I always leave my mark.
Well, at the Kaagbaan it's just low grass.
Well, folks, the Eagle has landed. Well, the Eagle being that big fat twin story A380. That is going to be the last airplane of today's show. I am going to wrap it up now, head back home. Hopefully we'll be able to go out again tomorrow. Not sure if it's going to stay dry, but I thought it was reasonable. Well, I'm not going to jinx it. Let's just see if the weather is favorable enough. I will be out tomorrow. If not, hopefully on Monday. I saw a super chat of Peter 380 for a nice shot of the largest plane in the world. Well, thank you so much for your super chat there, Peter. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did and you haven't already, don't forget to drop a like. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching and for all the support, the super chats, the super stickers, the gifted memberships, for becoming a member yourself, for the merch store purchases, the PayPal donations, and for coming over here to show up and make it gezellig. Thank you guys all so much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hope to see you tomorrow, and if not tomorrow, on Monday. Moderators, also a big thank you for keeping the chat friendly and accessible once again. See you on the next one, and I'm going to say bye for now.